Testing. Testing. Fly, Eagles, fly. Make the Lakers great again. John Cena's fucking trash. Roman Reigns is fucking trash. Justin Bieber's fucking trash. Alright. Let's start the show. Shall we? Alright. Let me make sure. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure everything goes smoothly. Of course, this may be tilted. Yeah, this may be tilted right here. Excuse me for a second. Alright. Yeah, just try to make sure the camera's up straight. Try to make sure it's up straight. Of course. Of course, for these vids, I use my own phone, and I have it on a book, on a small book holder, on top of an empty tissue box. Man, you gotta use what you have. I mean, I'm sorry, but I do not have all that fancy equipment. I have to use what I have. I have to work with what I have. I don't have all the fancy shit like someone like a Bruce Blitz would have. Yo, what's up, Brian? Oh, that was a notification from my Instagram. Yo, what's up, Pringle? How's you doing? And the stream status is good? Excellent. How's y'all doing? Good? Certainly hope so. Of course, Good. Oh, you are doing good? I'm glad. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if you see Bruce Blitz's Instagram, let me show you. Well, I can't show you. Well, actually, I could, but I'm too lazy to turn the I'm too lazy to turn the phone around. So there you go. Although for those of you who don't, I mean, Bruce Blitz started an Instagram about a year ago, and let me show you. Like, his setup is very unique. He has a shit ton of these flat screens and he has this laptop. He has a pretty neat setup. I mean, if you look at some of his early Instagram posts, you'll see right here he has a Samsung he has a Samsung system. The items, he has the GS series, the MSI GS series Health Pro 15.6 laptop, Intel Core i7. He has the Iron Man helmet Bluetooth speaker, nanotechnology Iron Man wireless gaming mouse with silent mute. He's got all this fancy stuff, and yet all I have is his phone, but I have to use what I have. Yo, what's up, Alex? What's up, Alex? What's up, Devin Hughes Reacts? What's up, X Factor? Well, Bruce Blitz does. He does. I'll show you what his Instagram is. It's Bruce_Blitz, and it'll be him with a green hoodie and a red hat. He has a green hoodie with his hood up, and he has a red, I'm assuming it's a Chicago Bulls hat because he's a Chicago fan. He's a Chicago fan, so he likes the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, and the Blackhawks. I don't think he I don't think he said he liked the White Sox as much as he liked. And he's not really into hockey. He's mostly basketball and football. I mean, right now he's talking. Right now he's mainly talking about basketball, and he's right now been deep. Yo, what's up, X Factor? I already said what's up. Oh yeah, CM Punk. He's also from Chicago. Yeah, he liked CM Punk, and a lot of us did. But that's because CM Punk was great. Of course, anything sports related, I'll save for afternoon sports talk. I wanted to do afternoon sports talk today. I wanted to do it yesterday. But I've had problems with my sleeping schedule. It was a sheer miracle that I'm even up right now. Yo, what's up, Andrew? I've had bad sleeping issues. Especially, it also doesn't help that UPS hasn't called me back. They haven't gotten back to me yet, which is very frustrating. Of course, I mean, I have a paper application for Rite Aid, but I'd much rather work at UPS than Rite Aid. I guarantee you Rite Aid is going to pay me absolute dog shit. Well, it is better than nothing, but yeah. I'd much rather work at UPS. Yeah, the labor's going to suck ass, but the thing is, you got to be willing to do shit that kind of sucks. Yeah, you got to be willing to do shit to get what you want. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's a lot of shit in life that there's just things in life that you do that you got to be willing to do. Anthem rule. Hold on, let me look that up. Oh, so basically they're gonna start fining football players. So basically they're gonna start fining football players for kneeling for the anthem. Yo, what's up, King Dingbat? Yes, Alex, do not remind me. Do not remind me of Patrick Clark. Do not remind me of the Velveteen Dream. No, I didn't. What's up, Eagles01? I did not get it yet. They still haven't gotten back to me yet. I mean, the part 1's the interview, and part 2 is the tour. And I still haven't heard back from them. Although they probably sent it. I think they'll probably send it to me via email. I know it usually takes 2 weeks. I know in between the interview and the tour, the tour, it's a span of 2 weeks. And I think I've passed the 2-week mark, and I don't think it's going to be immediately after 2 weeks. Or at least I would hope. I would at least hope that they just need more time. Yo, sup, X? Yeah, I'll discuss all of that on Afternoon Sports Talk when I get to it. I mean, the thing is, when it comes down to this YouTube shit, I've been procrastinating, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Ben Simmons made all-rookie first team. Well deserved. No, it's okay. It's okay, Alex. You were just asking. Oh yeah, I'll be going after all of it. Well, not after, but over all of it. I guess you could say after tomorrow. If you hear that in the background, if you hear that in the background, that's one of the kittens crying. Right now it's Evie. In recent memory, my two kittens, they like to cry at my door a lot. But of course, if I let them in, they'll start acting a fool and start clawing shit up. They like to go after my tie collection, which I'm not very happy about. Hold on. Not very happy that they go after my tie collection. Yo, what's up, Reigning Philly fan? Glad you could make it. Yeah. You know what? There's this. I've been watching a lot of Batman Begins lately, and that's a movie not enough people give credit to. Probably because of how good The Dark Knight was, but I agree. 500. Batman Begins is definitely my favorite of the three, but it doesn't get enough love because of how great The Dark Knight was. Batman Begins told the story of Batman, of how he became Batman, better than any other media, better than anything else. It's going to be better than any other story you could have imagined. Than you'll ever hear in your life. It does get all the attention, primarily because of Heath Ledger's The Joker, but people undersell the story of how Bruce Wayne became Batman, because the thing is, yeah, I mean, after Batman, it gave us a more specific and more unique play on how he became Batman. They'd gone into more detail where Bruce Wayne was afraid of bats. He was afraid of bats. And then when Bruce and his parents went to that show, a lot of the guys in the costume dressed up like bats, and Bruce Wayne was scared. So they had to leave the theater, and that's when his parents died. That's when they got shot, and Bruce felt guilty because if he didn't get scared, that would not have happened. But Alfred just looked at him and said, "It was nothing that you did. It was him, and him alone. You understand?" Of course, that wasn't enough to get through to him. And all those years later, the killer, Joe Chill, was on trial, and Bruce Wayne went to the hearing. And then Bruce Wayne, he had a gun hidden in his coat, in the arm of his coat. He wanted to shoot Joe Chill like he did to his parents, but Carmine Falcone sent one of his goons to shoot him instead. And Wayne initially thought maybe I should thank him, but Rachel Dawes was like, "No, you don't mean that. You're not talking about justice there, you're talking about revenge. Justice is about harmony, revenge is about you making yourself feel better." And then she shows him the absolute slums of Gotham, where things are worse than ever, and that Falcone floods the street with crime and drugs to make money. Falcone was paid off with the right people, so no one, as long as he kept the bad people rich and the good people scared, no one will touch him. And then Bruce admitted to her, "I'm not one of your good people." And he shows her the gun and says, "All those years I wanted to kill him. Now I can't." And then later on he throws the gun into the river before he goes to see Falcone, and he's like, And I love the part with Falcone where Bruce is in that restaurant with him, where he's like, "You could have just sent a thank you note." "I didn't come here to thank you. I came to show you not everyone in Gotham's afraid of you." And then he's like, "Only those who know me, kid. Look around you. You see 2 councilmen, a union official, a couple off-duty cops, and a judge. Now, I wouldn't take a second's hesitation in blowing your head off right here and right now in front of them. Now, that's power you can't buy. That's the power of fear." Now, this is the best part. This is the best part of it. When Wayne said that he wasn't afraid of him, and Falcone said, "Why? Because you think you got nothing to lose? But you haven't thought it through. You haven't thought about your lady friend down at the DA's office. You haven't thought about your old butler." Bang! People from your world have so much to lose. Now you think just because your mommy and your daddy got shot, you know about the ugly side of life, but you don't. You never tasted desperate. You're Bruce Wayne, you're the Prince of Gotham. You'd have to go 1,000 miles to meet someone who didn't know your name. So don't come down here with your anger, trying to prove something to yourself. This is the world you'll never understand. And you always fear what you don't understand. And that right there pretty much inspired Bruce to to leave Gotham and travel the world, to kind of put himself into the shoes of the unfortunate. He started to live among the criminals. First time he stole so he wouldn't starve. Basically traveled the world to understand the criminal mind and conquer his fears. And then he ended up in prison where Liam Neeson, Ra's al Ghul found him. I know it's pronounced Raish in most other media, but it is pronounced Ra's in the movie. I think Ra's sounds better, but that's just my opinion. I haven't seen Black Panther, Pringle, so I haven't seen Black Panther, but I probably will next time I get it. Yeah, I know you do, Randy Philly fan. You're an old movie guy. I don't think you've admitted once on your live chat that you don't watch anything past the 60s, which I have a hard time understanding, but that's hey, whatever floats your boat. Usually, like Randy Philly fan's the type of dude that likes the old school movies that without any color during the Humphrey Bogart days. Yeah, he likes the early Marlon Brando, Humphrey Bogart era, and maybe early Sean Connery, who, may I remind you, is the best James Bond in my opinion. Daniel Craig's not too bad as James Bond either. I thought he was pretty damn good. Yo, what's up, Joey Shakes? Yeah. Yeah, you can't wait to see Infinity Wars? That's one I wanted to see, but the thing is, in my shitty life situation, I can't go to the theater now. That was a motorcycle. But anyway, so yeah, he trains under the League of Shadows. The League of Shadows training was easily my favorite part in that movie. You know how to engage 6 men. We could teach you how to engage 600. That's how much it is? $13.50 for it. Is that how much a ticket is? $13.50? $16.50 for 3D. Damn. Well, it's Evie again in the background. Well, if I get up out of this chair, that means I'm gonna go let her in. The best part about Batman Begins was the scene where your parents' death was not your fault. It was your father's. Anger does not change the fact that your father failed to act. The man had a gun. Would that stop you? I've had training. But training is nothing. Will is everything. The will to act. Yeah, you like old Western ones. Yeah, you told me that, Ranning. You said that. I asked you if you've seen Rawhide, and you said you only seen 2 episodes of it. That was an old school show back in those days with Clint Eastwood. Of course, I view Clint Eastwood more of a director because most of the movies he's appeared in, he's directed. Oh yeah, I've seen Blues Brothers with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. May he rest in peace. John Belushi. You want to know something funny? Chris Farley idolized John Belushi. They died the exact same way. They both died of like a speedball overdose at age 33. Oh yeah, I'll get to that 500. In the Line of Fire. Oh yeah, with John Malkovich as the bad guy. My favorite Clint Eastwood movie, and you'll have to forgive me here, but I really liked Gran Torino. Gran Torino was classic. Especially the part where he takes, especially when he takes Tao into the barber shop. The kid who tried to steal his Gran Torino, and as Asian custom, when they do a crime, they have to spend a week paying him back. Like Tao had to do chores for him for a week. And then he starts to man Tao up. And then he goes into the barber shop, and Clint makes the small talk, the little bit of trash talk with his barber, and does his usual back and forth, and said, "See, that's how guys talk. Now I want you to go out and come back in." And then Tao comes back in and says, "What's up, you old Italian prick?" And then he's like, "Get out of my shop before I blow your fucking head off." And Clint's like, hold on, easy, put the gun down. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't just come in and insult the man. That's just not what you do. But that's what you said. Well, what was I supposed to say? How about, hello, how are you? Be polite, but don't kiss ass. Like I was this close, and that someone screwed me right in the ass. You could talk about your construction, you could talk about your construction job. You could talk about that I was this close because he screwed me right in the ass. But the funny, or however it went. But okay, now go back out and come back in. So Tao goes back out. He comes back in, he says, "Excuse me, sir, I need a haircut. If you ain't too busy, you old Italian son of a bitch prick barber." Boy, does my ass hurt from all the construct... God damn it. Okay, let me start over. Of course I goddamn botched that. "Excuse me, sir, I need a haircut. If you ain't too busy, you old Italian son of a bitch prick barber." Boy, does my ass hurt from all the guys in my construction job. And then they did. And they all start laughing. Like, what the fuck was that? I haven't seen Mystic River. What movies do I think are overrated? Probably most of the new shits. But some of them that I would think overrated, some of them I can't really judge because I didn't see them. The movie, I think Joey Shakes, and I kind of talked about it last night on Twitter, but I quoted a Star Wars page that was talking about Rogue One having all those pictures, and I said Rogue One, in my opinion, is the best of the newer Star Wars movies. Of course, I know Solo's about to come out, and of course, that's another movie I don't get a chance to see. Rogue One is easily the best one of the three, by far. Force Awakens, for the most part, felt like complete copy and paste job. It really did. If you look at some of the parts of the movie, a lot of it reminds you a lot of A New Hope. Although I love the speech General Hux delivered before Starkiller Base fired on all those systems. Not to mention Jakku was a complete ripoff of Tatooine, except it was even more deserted. And for those of you who are wondering what all those Imperial ships were doing there, if you read the comic books, or maybe even played Battlefront 2 story mode, that was the last battle the Empire fought, and they lost. I like the part Kylo stopping a blaster and freezing it in place was something we never seen before. Of course, the dude was sloppy as a duelist, but he had that dude had pretty damn good force abilities. But Force Awakens was, for the most part, copy and paste job. And of course, I liked pissed off Chewie after Han was killed by Kylo, who was his son. The Last Jedi wasn't as bad as people say it was, but it really wasn't that good. It wasn't very good, but I didn't think it was as bad as people say it was. Of course, I think you had to watch. I think you would have to watch. Oh, sorry. You'd have to watch. I think you would have had to have watched it in theaters to be truly disappointed. The Last Jedi came out last year in 2017, I believe around the summertime. Oh yeah, I like Child's Play. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things about The Last Jedi that Dude, you in no life having troll, please do yourself a favor, go do something productive, get a fucking job, leave your parents' basement, get out of here. The fuck out of here. No trolls allowed. Biatch. Although I do like Elias Sampson, but no trolls allowed. See? You could be helpful with some of your insults. I like Elias Sampson, but I do not allow, for those of you who don't know, I do not allow trolls on here. Joey Shakes might, Philly 500 might, Reigning Philly Fan doesn't, and neither do I. And I know Reigning Philly Fan has his issues with, and I believe some of Reigning Philly Fan's rivals, probably because they learned it from him, they don't allow trolls on there either. Yeah, understandably so. You let him in for some things. But myself and ranting Philly fan, I hope he didn't disappear. I block him and I insult him on the way out. But sometimes I'll make my insults helpful. You know what I mean? He is kind of... Well, he only has one similarity with Double J in the 90s, and that was the guitar. Man, I mean, that's cool. That's fine. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Last Jedi wasn't as bad as people think it is, but it's not very good. Not to mention, it was pretty much the only Star Wars movie in existence that didn't have a lightsaber fight. Sorry, Kylo Ren versus the Luke Skywalker Force projection does not count. The two blades never clashed. So that doesn't count. I don't know what the fuck that was. I mean, I like the idea that it was a distraction for the rebels to escape, but still, it really did. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors that Episode 9 may be even worse because they may start catering to the SJWs. My nickname for SJWs was... I have a new name for SJWs. I call them the Sissy Jamoke Wackos, because that's what they are. They're sissies, they're jamokes, and they're wackos. Doesn't need much more explanation. They're Sissy Jamoke Wackos. I call PC pussified crap, and I call... Or if I really wanted to say it, I could say pussified cunts, but I don't like to use the word cunt, but that's just me. I just call it pussified crap. But you could say pussified cunts if you wanted to. But SJW I call... But the SJW, I call them Sissy Jamoke Wackos. Yeah, they already are catering to them, and I feel like it's going to get worse in Episode 9. That's kind of... That was a rumor I heard... That was a rumor that I heard on Twitter. As a matter of fact, since there's been quite a number of females with lead roles, yeah, the fact that it happens, the amount of times that it does, there's usually a hidden motive. And I mean, yeah, they're saying that. I don't know what the fuck, I don't even know what the fuck a pansexual is. Let me look it up. Although you'll probably tell me right afterward. I guarantee you after I look up the definition, holy fucking shit. Holy Jesus. It means they identify... That means they identify as multiple genders. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, yeah. I'm done. And I think Bruce Blitz, a guy who's an occasional Bruce Blitz team panelist during Bruce Blitz's Raw reviews and VIP overtimes, that they might have been pushing a hidden vegan agenda during that one Chewbacca scene where he was eating one of the owl's dead carcasses, and one of them looked at him with that face. Maybe that was nitpicking, but can't put it past them. I mean, you wouldn't... I can't entirely put it past them to do something like that, but it said that it was implied that they were trying to push a hidden vegan agenda. I mean, if you don't want to, it's like, if you don't want to eat meat, that's fine, more power to you, but don't try to shove that down people's throats the way the WWE does with Roman fucking Reigns, which, as soon as I get to sports talk tomorrow, or the next day, preferably tomorrow, that the thing is, I'll get to all that. I'll get to all that. To this fucking bum. To those fucking bums. Yeah, it is work. I feel like episode 9 is where it's really gonna go off the deep end. And I heard they're gonna make the fucking antagonist yet another fucking female. I'm sorry, but a lot of female antagonists are usually bland as fuck. Talia from Dark Knight Rises, anyone? That was without a doubt the most bland fucking villain I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen an antagonist more fucking bland than her. Ever. It probably wasn't even the actor's fault, but I don't know who you blame there. But that's what ruined The Dark Knight Rises for me. The fact that Bane just couldn't have his own storyline. The fact that even though they could have easily put Black Mask into it, they didn't. They put fucking Daggett in there instead, which was fucking stupid. Black Mask would have fit Dark Knight Rises like a glove. Of course, you couldn't have him as the central bad guy. Nah, Bane was gonna be that. Bane was the guy, obviously. Because I mean, even they were smart enough to understand that Batman's most dangerous villains, in my opinion, which I think is a fact, his 3 most dangerous villains are Al Ghul, Joker, and Bane. Honorable mentions are Deathstroke, Hugo Strange. I think what makes Hugo Strange threatening is the fact that he knows Batman's identity. I know Deathstroke will be in the newer Batman film right now, but hopefully they'll put Black Mask in that as the guy who hires Deathstroke. I feel like they would have put Joker in the 3rd had Heath not died. It would have been pretty interesting, because you know how the Joker operates. He doesn't just go away just because the direction wants him to go away. The Joker, because of who the Joker is, if something big's going down, he wants in any way he can get in. The Joker's always going to try to include himself, especially during that assembly. For anyone who's seen the original Justice League cartoon back in the early 2000s, that when Lex Luthor formed a organization with the Ultra Humanite, Grundy, Cheetah, Nightshade, and a few others, and then the Joker just comes in out of nowhere and wants to be included. But then the Joker makes his case because he had a bat signal. Yeah, if you hear crying in the background, that's one of the kitties. That's one of the kittens. Heath Ledger was without a doubt phenomenal in the 2008 Dark Knight. And the Dark Knight because it was his performance that really carried the Dark Knight to the height that it has, especially with all the improvised scenes. What if I told you that during the hospital scene when Joker was walking out of the hospital, the Joker was actually supposed to just board the bus, but Heath stopped and fiddled with his detonator. That was all Heath right there. When Heath when Gordon was made commissioner, and when everybody was clapping their hands, Heath Ledger improvised the clapping scene. He decided to clap too, and that was another classic one. And also when Batman interrogated Joker, it was Heath's idea for Christian Bale to give him a quote-unquote proper beating. Which one's Harvey Dent? Are you asking about the actor, or are you asking about... You mean the actor? Please clarify that. I don't want to know if anyone hears her in the background. But God forbid if I let either of those two in, they're going to start acting a fool and going after... Oh, the character. Harvey Dent was Two-Face. If that's what you mean, he's Two-Face. He was the district attorney. I know, me too, Philly 500. Me too. It's pretty damn good. But speaking of Batman Begins, I think if they added Black Mask into The Dark Knight Rises like they should have, I feel like they would have cast Leo to do the character, and he would have spent more airtime without the mask than with it. And I'll be right back. And I don't think it would have been anything fancy. I think his mask would have looked like this. I think he would have had the same mask that I have right here. I've not seen Ant-Man with Paul Rudd. Yeah, Two-Face was also classic in that movie. You know me, I always gotta check my algorithms. By the way, sorry for the shameless plug, but if you go on my channel and if you have like a special question that you've always wanted to ask me, click on my questions and answers vid if you ever get a chance, and post your questions on there, because I started a Q&A vid where it's the part where people ask their questions in the comment section, and I only got 11 on them. I only have 11 of them, and that was all on the first day. The video where I start answering the questions is when I get 40 questions. I need all the questions I can get, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to do a video answering only 11 of them, because that's kind of underwhelming. That's going to be disappointing. Like that you always wanted to ask. But look and see what other... But some questions you may have... Make sure to look at some of the other questions people have asked to make sure you don't have the same one. Because sometimes some people will ask the same questions as each other, and I'll only be able to answer one of them. Just to set the record straight. But anyway. I mean, I feel like people really undersell Liam Neeson's performance as Al Ghul in Batman Begins. I think people just had too much of a problem with it because it wasn't what it was in the comics. Because Nolan decided to take it into a more realistic world, and I really like that. Like, for example, instead of Ra's being 600 years old and having and having a pool of reviving chemicals to resurrect him. Instead, the League of Shadows, his organization, existed for thousands of years. They were the ones that sacked Rome, loaded trade ships with plague rats, burned London to the ground. That the League of Shadows restored the balance if a system got too corrupt. So the League existed for all those years, not him. I don't know if any of you can hear that, but that's Minnie crying in the background. She'll start getting loud if I don't let her in. Oh, you hear that? Yeah, Minnie wants in. It was Evie earlier on, but she didn't make loud enough sounds. She does this a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's what I liked about Nolan's... The third one, to me, was just a major disappointment, but it was still good. But... Hold on. I may have to end this a lot sooner than I planned to. Sorry to say, but yeah, I liked how Nolan's films didn't pander to the lowest they don't pander to the lowest common denominator. You gotta really know your shit in order to understand it. Nolan's movies are the type of movies that you have to see multiple times. You gotta watch them multiple times to fully understand them. Which, in the case of Batman Begins for me and The Dark Knight for a lot of other people, that's not a problem. Anyway, yeah, for those of you who are wondering why I don't upload as often, it's because I'm taking care of a lot of personal shit in my own life. And I come on here whenever. But when I start working, that may exacerbate it a bit. But anyway... Minnie... Yeah, Minnie does this a lot. Anyway, I'm really sorry, but I may have to end it right here. I may have to, because I gotta run some errands, some pretty late ones. I have not been sleeping well lately, but luckily, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow for afternoon sports talk, where I go over what's been happening in the football world, the basketball world, and most other things. Yeah, Dark Knight Rises was rushed big time. That's in my opinion. It was good, but it could have been a lot better. Absolutely. But anyway, I gotta go, okay? I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. It was fun doing this. I think it was. I think it was the shortest. But I gotta end it right here. Hopefully I don't get interrupted with something again, but anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully y'all be here for afternoon sports talk. I gotta do that tomorrow, because tomorrow would be the best day to do it. Anyway, but I can't do it too early, because a lot of y'all will be at work or something. Some of you will not be here, but anyway, I'd have to do it at like 3 or 4 o'clock. But anyway, let me get out of here. It was fun talking about this. Y'all have a good one.